hit very good. So hi, this is Todd Ganofsky, and I am here today with Cowboy Jeff McFatridge and our special guest owner, Justin Davis of At Cost Metals. We are so excited to be with you here on this, what we are calling Victory Wednesday. And what an incredible opportunity we are sitting on here with At Cost Metals. With no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and jump into this, and then we're going to break down the projections of where JD, who's our fearless leader, and Cowboy Jeff, who's a brilliant thinker, and a few other voices out there. Where do we go from here? What's going to happen with our economy? The opportunity that we're sitting on right now, how does that change? Does it get better or worse? Am I in a better situation or a worse situation? We're going to address that. But before we do that, and I can't wait to have that conversation, let's jump in. At Cost Metals, I am an At Cost Metals independent affiliate. And what are the requirements for a successful company? Number one, perfect timing. I believe we have that. Perfect products, gold, silver, precious metals, anything you can imagine, highest quality. We have them from the US Mint. Unbelievable. Perfect business model. How are we able to sell gold, silver, and precious metals, as Cowboy would say, cheaper than anywhere on the planet? We have them. Whatever you're looking for, if you're into gold, silver, precious metals at all, I tell you right now, do not go anywhere else to make your purchase until you see our prices and do the comparison, because nobody beats our prices, period. End of story. There's a reason for that. In a nutshell, this is what we've got here. This is what I say every week, but you need to hear, what is the secret sauce? Well, first of all, if you understand Costco's business model, Costco makes 73% of their money based off of membership. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Their membership driven model gives Costco the ability to sell for cheaper, to lower their prices beyond anybody out there. Now, we are $55 cheaper per gold bar than Costco. So as good as their membership driven model is, there's another secret sauce to our success and why we're beating everybody. And it's because our owner, JD, is not greedy. It is that simple. He's not lining his pockets. The heart behind our owner, there are two things driving this opportunity. Value. Nobody beats our prices. The end user gets the best price on the planet, whether it's bullion, whether it's specialty coins, whatever you're looking for. You won't beat us. You can't beat us because of our membership driven model. And number two, the fact that our owner wants you to have the best deal versus him lining his pockets. Not that we don't make a profit, but the savings goes in your pocket versus JD's pocket. And that is why value and integrity are drivers of this company, and we're unbeatable because of that. Now, I will tell you this, part of our secret sauce, you've heard me say it if you've been on before, the US Mint, we'll call that the mothership. There are 9 suppliers who are buying directly from the mothership. They're all authorized. There aren't 10, 11, 12, 15. There are 9 right now. They're called APs. That stands for authorized purchasers or approved purchasers. Okay, every single mom and pop company and major metals company out there that's selling gold, silver, precious metals is either buying directly from one of those 9 suppliers, or there's another stop where they're buying from somebody who's buying from one of those 9 suppliers. Our secret sauce is because of volume and relationship and longevity. When you become a member of At Cost Metals, you come through our volume discount, and you are literally buying directly from the supplier, cutting out the middleman. Okay. When you order, it's coming direct from one of the 4 of the top 9 suppliers, mostly 2, but there's a couple of others that we work with. That is the secret sauce. So it's unbeatable. You're able to take advantage of the volume discount that Joe and Mary Campbell and John and Susie Smith can't get on their own unless they come through a system like this. So this is a brand new company, but this is seasoned ownership. This is JD has been doing this his entire adult life. Troy LeCaux is our co-owner, and he's fantastic. These guys work together, and they have brought something here that is literally disrupting the entire industry, offering true at cost pricing on precious metal bullion, valuable numismatics, fuel residuals. What are we talking about residuals and numismatics? Well, bottom line is, there's basic gold, silver, precious metal bullion, and then there's numismatics, which have a measure of craftsmanship, artwork. You can look at a numismatic like a Babe Ruth trading card. There's a different level of value in a numismatic, and we can revisit that at a later time. Lucrative compensation plan. You're sitting here going, wait a minute. I thought you were just telling me I could come and buy gold, silver, precious metals at the best price on the planet. Well, that is the truth. If that's all you're interested in is getting the best deal on the planet, completely ignore that statement. Now, we'll get back to that later. We offer the same precious metals, but at cost. American Eagles, Buffaloes, Morgan and Peace dollars, Canadian Maple Leafs, South African Krugerrands. We've told this example time and time again because facts tell, but stories sell. Cowboy Jeff, who you're going to hear from at the end of this call, was getting South African Krugerrands at $55 over spot, thinking it was a really good deal because his buddies were paying 65, 75 over spot. His buyback price, if he sold those Krugerrands back, was 55 under spot. So 55 over, 55 under. He said to Justin Davis at the beginning of this, Justin, if your prices are as good as you're telling me, what's your deal on Krugerrands? And JD said $5 over spot. $50 less than what Cowboy was getting as his best deal. He said, then what's your buyback price? And JD said it's literally at spot. So it's $5 over, and the buyback was right at spot, literally unbeatable. This is happening across the board. Generic bars and coins, Engelhard, Johnston Matthey, and so much more. By the way, I typically tell the story right here about another gentleman that I brought to the table to investigate this opportunity because I was very skeptical. You want to believe the best. You want to believe you've got the best price on gold, silver, precious metals, but everybody out there's been scammed so many times. So I brought a very real client to the table, and this coin right here, this American Eagle silver, the Silver Eagle coin, most purchased coin in the world. My client, my friend, was about to buy $20,000 from his previous source. And I said, would you just help me investigate our price? Because they're telling me we're crushing everybody. He gets on the phone with JD and Cowboy. He ends up buying $47,000 worth of these Silver Eagles, right? And you can look at the price difference. Our price, 26.48 at the time he purchased. Random Company A, 29.90, 31.54, 31.01, 31.24. Look at that price difference. Not a big deal when you're buying one coin. But when you're buying 47,000, which my friend did, $47,000, it saved him $8,000. So he came back to me and he said, this is legit. I've got my coins. They're all wrapped in US Mint paperwork, all delivered, everything accounted for. You just saved me $8,000, Todd. Who would I not tell about this opportunity? What does that mean by percentage? Go down to the bottom. If you're buying the same exact thing, why would you start out paying 12 to 18% more? It just doesn't make sense. So how do you get this at cost pricing? By the way, this is very relevant. Woo! This is one of our promotions, the Trump Fight Coin, and we will run special promotions often throughout the future of this company. We've done it historically, but this is one that my wife and I took advantage of. So anything you want, if we don't have it on our website, you go into the chat, you ask JD, and as far as I know, he can get it for you. I've never seen him not be able to. Now, if that makes sense, let's talk about the packages and the comp plan. Now, again, I'm just going to pause here for a second. You know, if all you want is to be a buyer, great, get the best deal. You do have to become a member. So that's why we're going to talk about this. If you're not interested in making money, that's completely fine. Just come get the best deal. My question to you is, are you the kind of person that when you get a good deal, you just want to take advantage of it and kind of get all you can, or do you want to tell people about it? All we're saying here is if you tell a handful of people, you're going to get paid back for that. We don't pay for advertising. You are our advertising, and JD has built something in here to just be a blessing to you if you choose to share the opportunity. So very quickly, I'm honoring the time here. I want to get JD and Cowboy on here. Here's how you become a member. I only promote this because you get 3 MS-70 Silver Eagles for this $399 Metals Plus package. That's about a $225 value, if not more than that. So if you subtract 399 from 225, it breaks down to about $9.67 per month. That's 18 months of unlimited at cost pricing. You can buy as much as you want, as little as you want, anytime you want. And you get these perfect MS-70 graded silver numismatic coins, and they're independently valued, and they have increased in value significantly over time. You could also come in at 149, but you do need to become a member to get this direct at cost pricing. Monthly coin. I'm not even going to get into all that right now. We'll come back around to that, but I will say that almost all of our people are on this program that has really helped Jody and I, where you're trading this depreciating, weakening dollar for this silver coin that has historically gone up unbelievably in price over the last. If I bought one of those since 1986, one per month, one of these MS-70s until today, I would have invested about $35,000. It will be worth probably well over $1 million today. Probably about 1.5 million is my estimation. So having said that, we have everything that you want, and you do get points for being a part of this. And I'm not going to go super deep into all this right now because I want to save time on where this is going. But I will tell you this. In fact, I'm going to just bounce out of this and not even get into comp plan or anything like that today. You're just going to hear this from me, and then I'm going to hand it to Cowboy to tell you why this is the greatest opportunity that he's ever been a part of, and then we're going to hear from JD. This is what I want to tell you. We understand that any type of wow, that just scared me under the table. I'm back. Hold on. God does not give me a spirit of fear. That was really loud. Did you guys hear that? Came through my speakerphone and it about blew me into the back seat. So, wow, I'll put that on mute. So here's the deal. We all know that in any business, affiliate programs are the way of the future. You refer something, you should get paid. If I tell somebody about something, you know, we know that if you tell two people and they tell two people and they tell two people, that system works, but it falls apart if the value is not there. It has to be driven by the best price, the best value. If you can go down to the corner store and get something for cheaper than what we're telling you about, no amount of money makes sense. Every business model will fall apart. And that's not what we're doing here. We are selling it for less than anybody out there. And there's something built in to bless you that can be a part-time or full-time opportunity very quickly. So having said that, Cowboy, let me kick it over to you for a quick transition about why this opportunity is rocking your world. And then I'm going to kick it over to JD on where he thinks this opportunity is going based on what has just happened. So go ahead, Cowboy, you're up.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. I got a little road noise, but we'll try to get over it. No, I've been involved in precious metals for heck almost 5 years now. We've been doing at cost for a year, and it just made sense to me. I was watching a show the other day, and the guy said, "How many of y'all believe that owning real estate is smart?" And I think everybody does. So owning gold and silver is just like owning real estate, but I don't have to pay property taxes on it every year. I mean, that's powerful.
That is
Now,
a powerful statement. Say that again. That's just that grabbed me this morning.
yeah, everybody knows they're not making more land. Everybody knows it's good to own real estate, but most people can't afford it. But I can buy gold and silver. It's the same as owning real estate, but I'm not having to pay taxes on it every year.
Yeah.
If you own real estate, you're paying property taxes every single year, which takes away from the profit that you're able to make on it. If you hold a property for 2, 3, 4 years, you're going to have to add to the cost of it. So
Yeah.
not only that, I was stacking gold and silver when I found my ranch, and I didn't want a mortgage. I didn't want a loan on it. So I took the gold and silver that I'd been stacking and took it down and traded it for paper money and then bought my property with it. But at the time, I was just collecting it because it was smart. And then when I met JD and realized that I was paying way more than I should have been paying for my metals, and then I was really sold when I found out that I could share this with other people and benefit from it financially also. Because I have a bunch of friends and family that weren't into stacking gold and silver, and I got them into stacking gold and silver, and I didn't have to ask them to tell other people. It just comes natural. You know, when you're getting a good deal on something like gold and silver, you're going to share it with other people. So you don't have to, but why not? I mean, you want to save money, great, but why not make money in the process? Basically, you could say you could actually earn free gold doing this. But
That's right.
anyway, I got into this because of longevity. When I looked at the product and looked at the compensation plan and looked at the business plan that JD had developed, I realized this company would be around for decades. That's the main reason I came over here. I'm 58 years old. I ain't got time to start over.
Yeah, this is a long play, Cowboy. Thank you for that. And Todd Bell, you were quoting that gold and silver is like real estate minus the property taxes. I said, did you make that up? He said, no, I got it from Cowboy. I said, Cowboy, did you make that up? Cowboy said, no, but if I repeat it 3 times, it's my statement. But that statement is profound. And I was talking to JD about that, and I want to hear from him today because we were just talking that gold and silver is not like something like getting in the stock market. You get this kind of bump and then you drop and you buy and sell rapidly. It is a long play. It is a wisdom play. And I want to say today that you should be so excited. If you've been selling this with a fear-based mentality, you need to flip to a faith-based, hope-based mentality of where this is going. And I'm going to let JD comment on that. But even as great as President Trump is as a businessman with the economy, that look at what quarterbacks in the NFL are making $273 million over 5 years today. And 20 years ago, they might be making $27.5 million. There's something going on here where you can look like your portfolio is exploding, but it's $1 million in 10 years is not worth what it was 20 years ago. It is significantly different. Todd Bell did a masterful job putting together something comparing where silver and gold have gone since 1965. And we can talk about that on the training tonight. But JD, tell us, because you and I had a good conversation. I asked you if one candidate gets in versus the other, where's this going? What is the opportunity? Why are you more excited now about what At Cost Metals is doing with Trump coming in and what you think he's probably going to do and how that's going to affect us, brother? Tell us.
Sure. Well, I think that the biggest relief, just from a personal standpoint of having Trump in, is that the immediate and discretionary income that people make, hopefully there's a very quick bump in people's faith and confidence in the markets, to make that immediate difference. Okay, so it first takes the pressure off. Gold dropped a little bit, silver dropped a little bit, but it didn't drop any more than it has in the past, in the past 2 months where it would just fluctuate 2%. That's a normal thing. I mean, how many days did we have where it bumped up 2% or more in a single day? It happens all the time. So it is a lot more than just the next 4 years. Okay. Because the question in terms of savings and investing is the dollar going to be worth more in 10 years, or is it going to be worth less? Mm-hmm. And gold and silver, it's got history. It's got thousands of years of history. So it's not just the first 4 years. I think this was, a huge step in the right direction. This is the beginning of something that can really, turn things around globally. It's not just, gold and silver is a global product. It's not just us. So having him in there is the first step. But part two of that is if you're still based in the dollar, you're still subject to inflation.
Yes.
If your stocks, bonds, mutual funds are dollar based, you're still dollar based, regardless of how much you've got. You can have $1 trillion worth of stocks, but it's still based in the dollar. Right. So diversification is not only within the dollar, but it's also outside the dollar, and it's a long-term play. So the real moral of the story, the moral of this line of thinking is it doesn't matter in the US who wins the election if the entire rest of the world is moving back to the gold standard.
That's it.
Because as big as our economy is, it's not the global currency. It's no longer the global currency. So we could trade dollars amongst ourselves, when the rest of the world has that stability, the U.S. would continuously have to print more and more money along the way to keep up. And all that does is create more inflation, which points us even more heavily in the direction of gold and silver. So I
That's
am long
massive.
on gold. I am long on silver. I think silver has much more profitability built into it at the current price point. And, this election was just step one. Step two is us as ambassadors of gold and silver and the value. We could be selling anything. We could be doing, real estate. We could be doing pills, potions, lotions, all those things. But to have a product that's built into residual income and you're buying it at the best price in terms of our bullion and at cost pricing, it's a way up. If you're already up, it's a way forward, right? So if it doesn't matter, the walks of life. I love this comp plan. I love this company. I love the mindset of the people and you guys on this call. Gold and silver is a long-term play, and you can still make money along the way. That rhymed. I didn't mean for it to, but it is a very solid path forward.
That's outstanding. I want to bring Cowboy back in a second, and we may go just a few minutes over. It's about 4 or 5 minutes till half past the hour. But Cowboy and I were talking. What happens is something like this happens, and people start going, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna." The stock market's gone, taking off, or cryptocurrency's doing this. And I was talking to Cowboy this morning about this. And Cowboy, give me your comments about, we're not against crypto and digital currencies, but Cowboy, you had some comments about what happens with digital currency and how that could even relate to being on a gold standard eventually.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of crypto. Mostly everything I own right now is because of crypto. But what crypto did last night or this morning early has nothing to do with, in my opinion, with who got elected. I mean, maybe a little bit, but this was a bull year anyway. Since the inception of crypto, every fourth year has been a bull market. Every time, all the way since the invention of Bitcoin. So crypto is a great asset to have. But, I tell people all the time, I'm a conspiracy theorist and my pronouns are I told you so. A few months ago, all of AT&T cell phone service went down for hours. Not long after that, all the Wi-Fi went down where they held Super Tuesday. When that happened, I didn't have access to my crypto. So all that gold and silver I told y'all I was buying, for the last almost 5 years, I was converting my crypto into gold and silver so I would have physical possession of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is just a bull year. Bitcoin halved in May or April, my bad. Bitcoin halved in April, so we know 2025 is going to be a bull market for it. So I'm not selling crypto or gold or silver right now. This is not the time. And to be
Absolutely.
honest with you, if you're thinking about getting into crypto, now's not the time to do that either.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing, and JD, I'll have you come back in and correct anything or just jump in. But Todd Bell, you're unmuted. I want to you just give us a summary of some of because you this morning you said fiat is an escalator down. Gold and silver is still an escalator up. Give us some of your thoughts, even on what you wrote. Your writings have been great on this, on the weakening of the U.S. dollar and why we should be doubling down on what we're doing now and helping other people.
Yeah, thank you. Um, yeah, escalator down is saving cash because cash is being stolen through inflation and taxes, mismanagement, and also fractional banking, which is another thing most people don't think about. You deposit a dollar, or let's say $10 into the bank, they could loan 100 or more. What does that do? It puts 10 times plus more dollars into the market, making every dollar you just put in savings worth less. They cannot do that to gold and silver. In fact, gold and silver is the thing that tyrants hate because it gives you financial sovereignty. So when a government's running rampant and crazy with money and the value, let's say the dollars or their currency, fiat currency, the last thing they want are a bunch of people showing up with gold and silver because it gives you freedom, you know, to make your own choices and decisions. Now, a lot of people say, well, if gold just went down $100, said no, the dollar just bumped up that much. But whatever you have in gold and silver, it will trade against the going rate of the currency at any given time. So if between now and next year the currency loses 30% more additional value, then that means you'll be trading against the currency that much more, and you'll get that much more currency for it if you need to liquidate in order to use it. So gold
That's
and silver
exactly right.
are always the right play and have been for 6,000 plus years. The
So
escalator up is getting gold and silver against
I'm
the
gonna
dollar or against any fiat currency at any time.
I'm going to quote you, and then I'm going to go back to Cowboy and JD for final words. And we're going to continue this conversation. I'm not going to go more than 5 minutes over. So hang on just for a minute, get final words from these guys. What I'm telling you is this is a great day for America. This is a great day for at cost metals. This is a great day for you. There are more people aware of gold, silver, precious metals today by a long shot and the necessity of them than they were a couple of years ago with the BRICS nations, all of this, the fact that the U.S. Reserve and the global the World Bank has bought more gold in the past year than any year in history. They are stockpiling gold. There's something to be seen there. It's not a fear-based. It's wisdom. It's hope. It's faith. It's prayerful action. It's so Todd Bell wrote this, and I posted this so everybody sees it. I love it. It says urgent money matters. Check this out. In 1965, the year Todd was born, 1 ounce of silver was $1. It would take either $2,500 or 2,500 ounces of silver, okay, 2,500 to buy a new Ford Mustang. If you saved that $2,500 just in fiat, you could not afford the transmission in a Ford Mustang today. Okay, so check this out. If you saved 2,500 ounces of silver, it would be worth $85,000 today. We got to get this is the real estate analogy, the long game. It would buy two new Ford Mustangs with the base price of $32,515, and you'd still have $20,000 left over. Who says that's not a good investment? It's a brilliant investment. If you are saving dollars, you are losing your wealth. His quote, like water through your fingers, your wealth is being stolen by taxes and hyperinflation, period. Moving on to gold. We'll land the plane here soon. 2001, an ounce of gold was about $242 per ounce in 2001. An average house in the US at that time cost $169,000. So it would have taken 696 ounces of gold to buy that house for 169,000. If you had saved 696 ounces of gold in 2001, just save that, that same gold would be worth $1.9 million today. You could buy three houses at average US price 412,300 and still have $700,000 left over. If that doesn't make the point of it's like real estate without the property taxes, it's the long game. Everybody should be into gold, silver, precious metals. So Todd, thank you. Those writings are just helping split my brain properly and deprogram me from the hyper, misdirection that we see. And it's just keeping us steady. The path we're on is wisdom. And it's just steady. So JD, back to you, and I'll give Cowboy last word, and then we'll resume tonight at 6 p.m. Back to you, JD.
Thank you. Well, I think that's the perfect message. We can move forward with what we're talking about from here till the end of time. The difference is you want to pay more, do you want to pay less? Do you know anybody that doesn't know that you should be buying precious metals? If so, tell them. If it works out, they get the membership. Everybody's happy. They save money. You get to take them to dinner. And that's how we move forward.
Absolutely. Thank you, JD. We love you. You are such a pleasure to work with. And again, I know you shun the spotlight, but I am in this for value, belief, and integrity, and the humility of this man, and the fact that, his own father in a video years ago said frugality. He's just frugal. He just cares about other people more than himself. JD, we couldn't do this without you. So kudos. We love you. Thank you for this
Thank you.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Cowboy, take us out with a bang, and then we'll see you at 6 p.m. tonight.
Well, I meant for everybody on here, it doesn't matter your financial situation right now. It don't matter what you've been through, what you're fixing to go through. The opportunity to make life-changing money in a short amount of time is here.
It
If you
is.
just start sharing the opportunity with other people, you've got a team of people behind you, me, Todd, Dan, Single D Todd, even the owner. We have the owner helping us do this. And I'm talking life-changing money. I have everything I have because of opportunities like this. So, I mean, imagine just 2,000 a week. That's easy to accomplish over here. You can do it in a short amount of time. That's 104,000 a year, and you can keep your day job if you want to. But at 104,000 a year, most people could fire their boss. So we're here to help.
That's it. And tonight we're going to talk about, Jody put together this little sheet that says if you brought in two people and got them the best deal and helped them get in two people and they got the best deal, and you just replicated that for I believe it was like 9 weeks of replication at only two. You bring one on your left, one on your right, one on your left. It would come, you basically would be making just on the coin of the month if everybody got on that $10,000 a month just on that right there. The numbers are there. The value is there. You're sitting on a gold mine for real. Get after it. Come back tonight. We'll have some Q&A. We have a lot to talk about. Happy Victory Wednesday. God bless you, and may justice roll like a river across this nation. And may God be glorified. And Lord, protect President Trump and his family. We pray for a smooth transition, Lord, and leadership for both sides. And in the name of Jesus. And JD, again, thank you, Cowboy, and everybody for being here with us. We look forward to seeing you tonight. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.